Now, let me ask you something. Have you ever wondered how CEOs outsource thought leadership without them having to be on camera? Well, if you have, then today I'm here to tell you that it's not only possible, but it's also incredibly effective, especially when it comes to business growth. As someone who has worked closely with CEOs across many different industries, I've seen firsthand how outsourcing thought leadership can amplify influence, it can build trust, and it can create lasting impact. And that's all without requiring you as a CEO to step in front of the camera. Now, here's the thing. In today's digital first world, thought leadership is very important. In fact, it's more important than ever. It's not just about creating content, but it's about building relationships. It's about driving conversations and positioning yourself, or in this case, your business, as the go-to experts in your field. And guess what? You can do all of that without ever having to worry about perfecting your on-camera presence. So in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to make it happen. I'll share the strategies, the tools, and the systems that I have personally used to help CEOs like you outsource their thought leadership while keeping it authentic and effective. So whether you're short on time or simply prefer staying behind the scenes and growing your business, as about 70% of CEOs do, then this approach is designed to work just for you. So stay tuned. By the time we're done, you will have a crystal clear game plan for showcasing your experience and expanding your influence, all while staying comfortably off camera. So if you're ready, let's jump right in. Number one, why thought leadership matters even if you're not on camera. Now, let's start with the big picture. Why does thought leadership matter? And the answer is quite simple. It's the most effective way to build trust and authority in your industry. So when people consistently see you or content representing your expertise, offering solutions, sharing insights, and providing value, then you become their go-to resource. You're plain and simply answering all of your audience's questions. But here's the catch with that. Thought leadership isn't just about looking good on camera or creating flashy content and dopamine level brand assets. No, at the end of the day, it's about authenticity. Your audience is looking for genuine, actionable insights that actually resonate with their challenges and aspirations. And that's something that you can deliver without ever stepping in front of a camera. Sometimes a leader in a company is incredibly knowledgeable, but prefers staying behind the scenes. They know what they're not good at, and so they can outsource that. Instead of putting themselves in the spotlight, the company sets up a system to capture their expertise without making them the face of the brand. So by working with a team, they transform their leaders' insights, all right, shared in meetings or casual brainstorming sessions, voice notes, and they can turn those into content like blogs, videos, and even social media posts. Now, the result is authentic thought leadership that still captures the leader's voice and expertise, but it connects that with the audience overall. Now, this strategy, it not only builds the brand's credibility, but can also lead to measurable growth and engagement and leads. So it just goes to show that even when a leader isn't front and center, their expertise and their vision can still make a huge impact with the right systems and content strategy. Capturing your voice and authenticity. Now, let's talk about the most important piece of this puzzle. It's keeping it real. And one of the biggest misconceptions about outsourcing thought leadership is the fear of losing that authenticity. People often think, well, if I'm not the one who's creating or presenting the content, how can it still feel like me? And the answer lies in one word, and that is collaboration. Now, when I tend to work with CEOs on their brand content and getting that information, the first step is to always capture their own voice. And this can be as simple as having a conversation or as structured as conducting a series of interviews to understand their insights, their experiences, and their style of communication. Now, for example, I once worked with, it was a fintech CEO who had incredible insight, a fantastic vision, but at the end of the day, they just weren't comfortable being the face of the brand. They weren't comfortable on camera. So instead, we focused on crafting content that reflected their unique expertise. And whether it was through detailed blog posts or we had insightful LinkedIn articles or scripts presented by a spokesperson, in this case, that was myself. But the key around all of the content creation was true to their voice. Every piece of content that we produced felt like it came directly from him. It was in his own words. I say his, whoops. It was in his own words, even though he wasn't the one actually delivering it. And authenticity doesn't mean doing everything yourself. It means staying involved to ensure your ideas and values shine right through. Now, I need to actually comment on this because it's important. A video presenter can actually, this is where you can outsource it to a video presenter, and that's what I specialize in. However, I am a huge advocate that 100% of the time, if the CEO feels comfortable to be on camera, they should be the ones delivering the content. They can outsource it, but they should be the ones, because if they feel comfortable enough to do it, they are the thought leaders. They become, in essence, this personal brand tied to the business. And as you can see through a lot of days, personal branding is becoming, in fact, one of the biggest moguls in business growth. So it's very important there. It was an important note to emphasize on. Number 3, build your thought leadership team. But here's the reality, all right? CEOs, they really can't do this on their own, and you shouldn't have to. Building a strong thought leadership presence requires a team of skilled professionals who can help bring your vision to life. So let me break down for you the roles that actually come with this. Number 1 is a content strategist. This person is your go-to for planning and structuring your content. It's really, they help identify your core themes, your audience pain points, and the best platforms for your message. They're really meant to get the information kind of out of your head and organize it in a unique way. And then that leads you to the second part, which is your writers. All right, great writers turn your ideas into polished scripts, articles, or even social media posts. Their job is to ensure that your content is clear, it's engaging, and it's aligned with your voice. It just needs to be simple. Next, we have the video presenter. So this goes back to, if you're not comfortable being on camera, you can hire a skilled presenter to step in and deliver your message. Then they will act as the face of your content while staying true to your insights. And a quick note here, you can hire this out, and there's tons available that are super low cost in terms of that, but you're getting low quality. What you want to do when you hire a video presenter is bring them in-house so that you have the longevity of working with them. And a bonus tip for you is hire someone who's intrinsically motivated about your brand. That is really important when it comes to delivering the content. They're not only going to be the ones who are supporting the content that's there, but they're actually intrinsically motivated to seek out other sorts of content that will be relevant to the audience. It's a little fun fact there. And the next one is your editors, and it's also your graphic designers here. Now, these professionals ensure that your content looks professional, it's visually appealing, and it's on brand. So from slide decks to video edits, their work really adds the finishing touch. And I've seen how the right team can transform the thought leadership process and make it super unique. And it's not about handing over control. Some people tend to think that. It's actually about working together to amplify your voice. And a lot of that is time management, and a lot of that is just making sure that we ask the right questions. So creating your team is definitely very helpful. Number 4, creating systems for seamless collaboration. So outsourcing thought leadership, it tends to work best when you have a solid system in place. And here's the framework that I use with my clients to ensure that everything runs smoothly. I'll show it on the screen here. Step 1 is idea collection. You start by capturing your thoughts and your insights. And this could be through brainstorming sessions, through those voice notes, or even reviewing past presentations. Now, the goal is to create a sort of repository, a big library of ideas that reflect your expertise. Step 2 is that content creation. Once those ideas are documented, usually from the content strategist, then the whole team takes over, right? The writers, the designers, and editors, they work together to transform your input into high quality content, whether it's a blog post, a white paper, or even a video script. Then step 3 is the review and feedback. And this is the part where you stay involved. This is that collaboration. And I can't stress how super important it is. There's a lot of CEOs who just want to hand over and say, all right, get me results. But it's extremely important to make sure that that feedback loop is continuous. You got to review the content to ensure that it aligns with your voice and vision. And your feedback is crucial for maintaining that authenticity. Step 4 is distribution. So with your approval, the content is then published and promoted across the right channels. I say right here because it's very important. And whether that's LinkedIn, your website, or YouTube channel. And by following these steps, you can consistently produce impactful content without being overwhelmed by the entire process. So let me share a quick story. Some businesses want to establish themselves as thought leaders, but they just might not be comfortable with being on camera. So instead of forcing the issue, they take a different approach. First, they identify their audience's biggest challenges and create insightful content around those pain points. But to bring that content to life, they might hire a professional presenter to record engaging videos based on the articles or insights. Now, these videos are then shared on social platforms like LinkedIn and their website, and the response can be huge. Engagement rates will actually increase. The website traffic, the people that are coming to your website, will spike. And there's even opportunities for collaborations as they start rolling in. But the real question is, what makes this approach work? It's about grounding the content in expertise, but presenting it in a way that feels authentic and comfortable. And it's a great example of how blending storytelling with the right kind of teamwork, the right kind of help, can actually drive those results. So how do you know if your thought leadership efforts are working? The key is focusing on meaningful metrics. So engagement, are people commenting? Are they sharing? Are they reaching out after seeing your content? Are conversions? Is your content driving leads? Are they driving sales or other measurable outcomes that you want to do? There's also things about brand awareness, but that leads to the next one, which is brand recognition. Are more people mentioning you or your company in the industry conversations? And you can do that for the the social listening tools across the board. Trends, if you will. Mine's going blank there. Next is overcoming challenges. There are some common challenges that CEOs face when outsourcing thought leadership. So number one, it's a big one here, but it's fear of losing control. So stay involved in the process by that collaboration, by reviewing or approving content. Your input ensures that the content is authentic. The second thing that comes to mind is time constraints. And this goes back to what I mentioned earlier. A strong team and clear systems can really help take the heavy lifting off your plate. That time management is optimized when you have the right team in place. And third is finding the right fit. It's finding those professionals who understand your vision and who can actually bring it to life. And so by tackling these specific challenges head on, you can create a system that works for you and your business. And it's really helpful to get that right. And it takes tons of time, but once you have it, it's set in stone. All right. And there you have it. A complete guide to outsourcing thought leadership as a CEO without ever having to step in front of a camera. The reality is that, being a thought leader doesn't mean that you have to be the face of every video or shoulder the burden of creating all the content yourself. It's about having clarity and staying authentic and building a team that bring your vision to life. And I need to stress this as well, too, that if you are one of those CEOs that do happen to feel comfortable on camera, which is great, you very well might get overwhelmed. You might actually get to the point where you are exhausted hopping in front of the camera, creating content. So there's two spectrums of it. It's you don't want to start the content, or you're creating content and now you're burnt out and you have to outsource it. So regardless, this works for both ways. And you just got to imagine what's possible. You can scale your influence, attracting high quality opportunities, and you even establish yourself as a true industry leader. And that doesn't happen to come, it doesn't have to come from you being the face of your business. You can focus on what you do best, whether that's sales or business growth. And by putting these strategies that we discussed today into action, you can unlock the full potential of thought leadership without the overwhelm or that burnout. So I hope that helps. And what is next? Let's connect. Whether you need help refining your messaging or building a content system or creating a team that gets your ideas out in the world, I'm here to help. And we've actually set all of these up. We have a team in the background that you can actually outsource. We have video presenters on site. So drop a comment below into the comment section or book a call using the link in the description. I'm actually going to leave my actual Calendly link in there so you can have a direct access to me. And if you're interested, I'd love to start a conversation about your thought leadership journey. So if you found this video valuable, can you do me just a quick favor? If you found any value, just give it a like. Just give it just a simple like and subscribe for more actionable tips if you're interested. And if you can, share it with someone who could benefit from these insights. So keep in mind that your expertise deserves to be seen. It deserves to be heard and shared. And don't let the camera hold you back, because you as a CEO, you have a lot to offer and you've got a lot on your plate. So let's make it happen. Thanks very much for your time, and we'll speak soon.